Okay. So what I'm going to say now is that we're going to check. Anybody else have any other questions about their personal moves?
Oh, can you send me the link to the site again for some reason?
To the Roll20 site? Sure. Give me just one sec here, sir. Let me grab that.
My boys are being uncharacteristically quiet.
Because they're
cheating.
They're cheating.
Scott, I put it in the Skype chat there for you. Can you see it there?
Trying to figure out how to get this Skype.
So, Lowell, if I get my skill wires, should I say a general type of skill, like, or should I go after something like it helps me with covert entry or one of my moves or something like that? Or is it, I mean...
Here's what you should do is you should not define those until it comes up. And those are, if you look at the thing, they are a little narrow. So you could, for example, if it comes in a situation where you need to blend in with a bunch of bros, maybe you want to have sports or sports trivia as one of your skill wires. So you're going to define that when you need to define it, and at that point you'll write it down and it'll be set, and then you can get other ones later.
Okay.
Okay. I will let you have some flexibility with that.
Okay.
All right. So let me start with a couple of questions here, Carl.
Yep.
Let's start with you. You're owned by International Immobiliare. They paid for your
Yes.
your stuff. How do you picture them? And we're going to assume for the campaign. Are you guys okay with setting sort of the campaign default being in the U.S.?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Carl, what's a usual sort of way that they are monitoring you, or making sure that you are part of the flock, as it were?
Well, of course, there's the. The way I see it is that he was completely an employee first, and he had these issues and stuff, and they said their tactic was let's let him range out and kind of see if he comes back, or and if he doesn't, then we kill him. So he's kind of like on a sabbatical right now, where they have him do jobs at various times. They very easily may have some monitoring in his cyberware, which he doesn't know about.
Right.
That may or may not. He will have contacts that they know, people who know him, and they'll do that. And of course, they need to have his weekly dose of going to church and making sure he's a contributing member of a particular parish.
Does he take mass?
Oh yeah,
Still
definitely.
takes mass. Has mass changed at all?
Oh, yes.
Okay, how has it changed?
One, the sermons are much more about. They always were, but the point about helping out the poor has changed to more of advancing the work of the church, and and comes into a lot more pragmatism of do what must be done. Get back to an eye for an eye sometimes.
Ooh, okay.
Just they've
Real Old Testament shit.
Well, they're playing on their strengths, but they have a purpose, and their purpose is to make sure that everybody belongs to the Catholic Church, whether they want to or not.
Okay.
I was literally doing, my first idea of this was going to be, fundamental Islam, and I said, no, that's picking on somebody else's religion, so I'll pick on my own religion. And so, that was the model.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming in. We're having a worldwide jihad to get the way we want, to get people to do it. And if you're an unbeliever, that would be, in the end game, that's kind of really, really unfortunate.
Okay, awesome, Matt. So I noticed when I was looking at things that Skynet is the one that's at the highest level of irritation and alert, and in particular, we talked about the fact that you are hunted by Skynet, right? Are you away, Matt? Is Matt there? Or he stepped away?
He said he was going to check on his kids, I believe.
Okay, well, we'll let him do that. Scott, let me come to you. So you're a hacker. you're owned by Savage Pharmaceuticals, but you also suggested that kind of you are not like a mainline agent, that maybe you're doing more peripheral stuff right now.
Yes.
Okay. So where is your, or can you kind of describe to me what's your pad like? Where do you crash?
Um,
All right, sorry about that, fellas.
That's okay. We'll get to you next.
probably in oh boy. I mean, I'm imagining sort of a small sort of basement apartment in sort of a heavily Middle Eastern district of, I mean, what I don't know, name a city, I guess, in the United States that has a
Well, we're probably going to be running, at least in the start, we're going to be in the Atlanta-Jacksonville Metroplex. So any of those two halves of the Metroplex you could be set in.
okay, we'll go for Atlanta, basically a sort of, the equivalent of a Middle Eastern Chinatown area, very crowded, very sort of busy, and I have an apartment that looks fairly run down, but there's probably like a secret door that leads sort of down to where my computer stuff is, very sort of jumbled together, but cluttered, but sophisticated in the technology.
What kind of traps do you have set up there?
Probably, I'm guessing, poison dart type things.
Okay. Paralytics or neurotoxins?
Probably paralytics. Bodies are difficult to.
All right. That makes sense to me. Matt?
Mm-hmm.
So, Skynet is the one that's hunting you. Skynet is the corp with the highest alert clock right now. So, what kind of pursuit? I mean, it's obviously not hot pursuit, but what kind of heat are you getting from Skynet these days?
I think it's probably mostly the main front of our war, at least, would be information war, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they are one of the few people that are aware of the connection, we'd say, between Chip Morplethorpe and Daddy Bye Bye, and they're kind of working to thwart him, running campaigns to spam downvotes on his videos, trying to control the narrative. When his operatives do something, they're trying to cast that in the worst light and the corp in the most positive light. Things of that nature, I think, is really how it's going on. I mean, there are, of course, the occasional assassination attempt, but that's to be expected.
Okay, just the most commonplace of those kind of hits. Stuff that shows that they know you're there. They still love you, but they don't have to spend too much energy. Ben, you're our tech. We're here in this Atlanta, Jacksonville Metroplex, southern U.S. The tides have risen. Manhattan's underwater. All of that kind of stuff. Atlanta's had to move inland. There's not all that much left of Florida. All that kind of stuff. What is, and we established that you're kind of an independent operator, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what kind of places would we usually find you? Like on your downtime, where would you usually be?
So he's he's applying his skills to work with people who want cybernetic upgrades and has the specialty of, for example, you might today you can buy a computer off the shelf, but
Right.
There's still people who can put computers together and custom make computers. So his job is, he's been making cyberware stuff and at a corporate level, but he can also do that on the side, and so he's set up a shop, like a local shop.
Do you know what they
And it's-
call those kinds of people? They call them ripper docs, is what they're called. People who do
docs.
kind of off the books cybernetic stuff, on the side when people want to go something that maybe they don't want it on record, or maybe they want something illegal, or maybe they want something that they want cheap. Does that seem cool?
Yeah, that's kind of what he does.
Okay. How much of the surgery side of things do you do?
Um,
Do you have machines for that, or is that something you
yeah, I have
think you
machines
also know?
mostly for
Okay.
that.
All right.
It's not something that I'm.
Okay. Don't forget, everybody, to check your equipment on your stuff, because some of you have like dermal patches and things like that. You want to make sure those can be used to treat harm. So make sure you've written down that stuff as you look through your playbook.
Although it does say splicer, so I'm an expert in biomodification too. I assume
yeah.
some of that.
Yeah, so you probably
Be right
probably do know how to do those, medical stuff, and you do know how to do the genetics things. So yeah, you probably are a one-stop ripper doc. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Fabian.
Yes, sir.
So when's the last time Ringo killed somebody?
What
About
time
3
is it?
days ago.
About 3 days ago. Who'd he kill?
It was some mugger downtown trying to who'd got the drop on some helpless folk.
Is vigilantism common, or is it restricted?
Could you say what you mean by that?
I mean, so of course we're in a world that's a former superhero world, and we don't know why there aren't superheroes around. Is there strong public regulations against vigilante stuff, or is it on the other hand something that happens kind of on in the black market, on the underground, sort of outside the view of authorities?
Yeah, I would say it happens in the underground.
Okay. Is there any kind of community amongst the people who are doing that kind of street vigilantism?
I would say there is maybe even a job board
Okay.
for that kind of thing, but I'm not a part of that yet,
Okay.
or I'm kind of on the periphery of it.
That seems reasonable, especially given your stuff. But now we know that one exists out there, possibly a la Deadpool, that kind of thing. That makes sense. All right. Carl, you back?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So here is the deal, Carl. You will be contacted by a fixer for International Immobiliare. This is Brother Johnson. He has a list of preferred operatives. He's looking for a 5-man team, and he wants to meet with you about details of the mission. Would you be willing to come in and hear what he has to say?
Of course.
Do you take anybody with you when you go on these kinds of things? They've given you a list of people. You know most of them.
Oh, okay. I don't know I'm not hanging out. I've worked with them, but that's just the link stuff so far.
Yeah, if you have a link with them, it means you're strongly connected to them.
I will take one of the things I will take. I will contact Ringo and talk to him. He seems like he's living in this great fantasy world that is useful for me to be my bodyguard for various things.
Okay. So how do you sell that to Ringo?
I say, Ringo, I've got a job. Oh, actually, shit, no, I will never take Ringo into National Automobile. All right, I want to keep selling that. I want to be the direct source of information. So no, I won't do that. Okay, so he's got a list of people, and it includes.
It is the other 4 people, of the team. This is the team that has been pulled up profile-wise. They've done essentially.
No, actually, he won't take anybody. Shit, no, I want to take. I'd like to. Who do I have? I've got one with Rake. I'll take Rake in because I think I'll contact Rake and say, hey, I got a job. Might need some tech advice on what they're asking about and stuff like that. So if you could help me out, then that would we can see if we can evaluate and see if it's a good thing.
You down with that, Ben?
Yes, that would be great.
Or are you muted,
That's
Ben?
not Ben.
I'll give him another second.
I can take Tracer to do the same thing. I just don't have a link with him.
Well, let's move on to the thing, and if Ben comes back, we'll do Ben. Otherwise, we'll put Tracer on the scene there. Okay.
Okay.
So where do you think Brother Johnson would have you guys meet, especially if he knows that you're bringing additional assistance? I mean, that's just assumed for him.
Well, he would, of course, would meet at the church. That would be the best place, and it's also the most encrypted and heavily protected from surveillance.
Okay. And so Tracer, he's asked you to come along to the church. Are you cool with that?
It's just Trace.
Yep.
Oh.
Is that a no?
So Trace, what's your hesitation? Should we bring somebody else, or what are you concerned about?
I'll go with you if you'll change the venue.
Okay, we can do that. I'll yeah, that's fine. I'll talk to with the Ringo, and he'll have. There'll be. I said, well, usually they can also meet in other. There's other locations that they have that are less secure, more like the convent. They go there, and they could also go to. Well, they've got a homeless shelter that they go to, and most of the homeless guys, they don't really have much of their cognitive ability left. They're good drones.
That'll suffice.
Okay. So we'll assume that this is a. I'm getting a little bit of echo from somebody. This is a typical homeless shelter, though it is sponsored by International Mobiliare. So there are some security measures here, but the place is enclosed, in heavy sprayed plastic siding. They've got a repurposed old robot to kind of do basic security and scan checks as you guys come in. Nothing heavy, and certainly Brother Johnson would have made arrangements such that you guys wouldn't get tagged by security. Anyway, Brother Johnson is there. He's in his suit, tie, got a little mark of the church there, dark. You can see he's got one cyber eye that seems to kind of has a set of. Oh gosh, it almost looks like there are psalms or something running holographically in it. There are also 2 priests who are here, who are armed. They're clearly sort of low-level security. And they are at the back. And Brother Johnson will see you, and he will say, "Xavier, my son, please come and sit."
Now, in this case, a brother.
Yes.
Okay. And I will come down. I'll say, yes, brother. I have sinned, and I wish to make my penance.
With no need for the formalities here, Xavier. The mission I have been asked to bring to you is more incidental. Your compadre, is this one of our team?
Yes, he is providing some technical backup, and I thought it'd be good to evaluate the different aspects of it.
I had understood that they gave you a list of people. I wasn't privy to that. Here is the situation. Are you prepared to hear and undertake this?
Yes.
All right. And probably Tracy will notice him just kind of being, okay, yeah, I'm going to take it, rather than waiting for the details.
Idiot. I don't say that, though.
Right. There is a corporate fixer who works for Wayland Yutani. His name is Jordan Searney.
How do you spell Searney?
Czerny. He works in the Southern Atlanta arcology, the former Coca-Cola arcology. He moves within the arcology mostly, but he travels out on occasions. I'm going to leave those details in your hands to pull together. We need him extracted and brought to a particular location midway between Atlanta and Jacksonville. Does that seem like something you and your team could do?
I gotta think here. It is easily within or no, I'm sorry, I'll say, we are willing. I do have to evaluate if it is within our skill set and ability, and our failures will make the Lord pleased or unpleased.
Certainly. Carl, I'm going to need you to roll 2d6 plus your edge. This is get the job, that move. We're going to see what happens when you negotiate the terms of this job.
Okay, so that's something. Fast talk. Okay.
Now, just
9. Woo.
9. That's good. Scott, are you assisting him with this at all?
How can I do that?
Well, you would say, hey, I want to see if I can help out. You would roll with your links, and you'd want basically a 7 or better. What are your links with Xavier?
I have 1.
Then you'd be rolling and adding 1. And let me tell you what the possible outcome of that is. If you succeed, you'd push him up to a 10, and you'd tell me how you helped, and that would get you much better results on your job, because 10 is the break point.
What if I horribly fail?
Well, then that's going to cause a problem in the future.
So 50-50.
All right. So
Over 50-50. It's good. We're
because screwing Carl is the best that I can.
That's best you can hope for. So roll 2d6 plus your links.
And I can just hit this magic dice here.
Yeah.
What does it say? It says input value forward. What does that mean?
It means do you have any forward? I mean, if you had anything hanging around that gave you bonus. You don't, so don't.
I don't know if that actually works because I haven't gotten any. I've rolled some of that and I've not got anything above a 6.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't know if the picture the
He doesn't know if the
character sheet
buttons
works.
work right.
if the character sheet works right.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I saw the 5 plus the 3 here.
No, that's mine.
Yeah.
That's physically doing it instead
Okay.
of pushing your button on your character sheet.
Well,
Is it based on a D20 or a?
it's 2d6.
D6.
All right. Well, I'm going to try it and see if it works.
Okay, and when you do it, we should be able to mouse over and see what the rolls were.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1d6.
No, they're each 1d6, Carl.
I knew that.
Okay. So Scott, you rolled a 3 and a 3, and you had links of 1, meaning that your total is a 7, which means yes, you're able to push that up a little. If there'd been any fallout on Carl's side, then because you only rolled like a 7 and 9, you might have taken some of the hit from that. But we're good. That's a good roll. So.
So I'm probably, since I'm not, enamored of this organization, I'm probably the one that actually asks, and how much are we being paid, and
Brother,
that sort of things.
Brother Johnson seems like he wants to be magnanimous in front of his fellow worshiper, so he is pretty good about that. So you get to pick 3 of the following things, okay?
Where is this?
This is get the job is the roll. And I'm having a hard time hearing you, Carl.
Sorry, is that better?
That's better.
Yep.
So
Get the
just
job.
for everybody's
Okay, got it.
sake, I just want to
Yeah,
read it
got
out
it.
loud for everybody. So Carl's going to pick 3 from the list. Scott, maybe you should let him pick 1. The list is 1, an employer provides useful information, which means you guys get an intel that you can spend. The employer provides useful assets, which means you get a gear that you can spend. The job pays well. The meeting doesn't attract attention. The employer is identifiable. So, and by employer is identifiable, it means you'll have ID and tracking on the guy who gave you the job and up the corporate line. If you don't pick the job pays well, or the meeting doesn't attract attention, then you assume that the opposite holds true.
Okay. I'm going to pick Intel and gear. And Scott, you pick the third one.
The job pays well.
That's what I figured.
Okay. Job pays.
So, and do I have a place on my little sheet to mark Intel or what?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's on there. If you look on your sheet, there, Xavier, character sheet, you'll see it says Intel and Gear. It's just below cred.
Oh, okay.
You can hit add and write it in. So, Johnson says, certainly negotiates, you guys will be paid well. So when we get to the end phase for the payment, you're going to get that boosted up. The meeting here is a little more public than you would like because you had to change position and change site. He had originally prepared that to happen at the church, but you changed it at the last minute, so there is some info floating out around about that right now. Okay? Not a hard move. Isn't going to click up the alert clock yet, but that is a soft move that I will bring against you later. All right. So here's the deal. You guys know that you have a target, that you need to extract them. You know where they live and work, and you know where you need to take them to. So what you're going to do is you probably want to research, hit the streets, do all that kind of stuff to figure things out so you have a shape of the mission. You don't plan down to the complete nitty-gritty, but because that's what Intel and Gear is for, is to kind of retcon and have your preparation done that way. But you do want to be ready and have some idea of how you're doing that. Let me tell you about one other move that is in this game that I want to remind everybody of, is once per session you can declare a contact. Essentially, if you need to call in a favor from a new contact, you name and describe the contact, and then we talk about who they are. So if you're like, okay, I probably need to get this thing, here's this guy I know. So that's one of the ways that works. So we had Daddy Bye Bye, and Ringo and Rake are the three people who weren't there at that scene. So I'd like to start with one of you guys in terms of what you're doing to research, prepare, hit the streets, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, well, if I'm ready, if nobody else is.
Okay, let's
go ahead.
I think the first thing I would want to do is start, kind of scouring databases of, publicly accessible records and whatnot to learn what we can about Jordan Cerny.
Okay, so this seems like a good. We're doing a straight research roll. Good common base level stuff. Why don't you go ahead and roll with mind?
All right, I think mind is my character sheet go. There we go. Mind is 0. So let's see. Does the button work?
We'll find out, won't we?
Yes, the button works well.
Oh my God, that's a 10 right out of the gate. Matt, you get intel. All right, so mark that. You have an intel to spend later on. So you want to know I'm going to give you the general lowdown on Cerny, and then you get to ask a follow-up question to that, okay?
All right.
Okay. So the general thing is that Cerny's a mid-level fixer. He works with, or at least his specialty is working with the genetic side of things. He's not a scientist, but he works with scientists. In particular, has a little bit of background in genetics and works with people who know that. He lives in that, we're going to call it the Coca-Cola arcology. That's just a name now because Coca-Cola was destroyed in the soda wars. And he only leaves to travel, but he does travel pretty frequently. Essentially has to go from there to the airport to take the corporate jet. He's mid-30s, not married, apparently heterosexual. That's the sort of the basics about him. You can get a full scan of his appearance, all of those kinds of details, and some of that kind of basic who he works with, those kinds of names. Does that seem cool?
So we get his appearance. Are there any real distinguishing characteristics there, or is it just kind of very average dude?
He has clearly had cosmetic surgery to look bro handsome. Chiseled features. He's got the basic artificial muscle grafts, so he can look good at the beach, that kind of thing. He's got a 6-pack implant, all of that stuff. But nothing that makes you go, oh yeah, I would pick that guy out from a crowd.
Okay.
So you get a follow-up question. Do you see the? I don't know if you have the cheat sheet, or should I read you the questions you
Let
can
me.
ask?
What move is that I'm looking for the questions on? That was for
Research?
Research.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I want to know, how secure is Cerny?
So, within the arcology, that's pretty secure in there, because that's a more heavily maintained thing, because there's a lot more people that are even more valuable than him that are on site. His travel out to the jet is essentially 2 cars and like a 2 pair of standard Wayland Yutani corporate security detail. So 4 guys, standard armed, might be wired reflexes. They're usually taking 2 vehicles. One of the vehicles is a dummy, but they are driving together. Does that seem like a reasonable answer?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. Ringo or Rake?
I've got an idea.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. So I will touch base with. I'm sorry, Matt. What's Daddy Bye Bye? Is that correct?
Well, Daddy Bye Bye is the media persona. The
What would I know? What
the
would Ringo
advanced
know you as?
the advanced info war and memetics professional you work with is Chip Morplethorpe.
Okay. So I will touch base with Chip. We have a target. We have general locations, correct?
Yes, we do.
All right. And did you find out what was the homestead like? Is that
Oh, He lives in the Coca-Cola arcology. Let me tell you, Coca-Cola, top-notch corporation. Very few people know they were putting mind control facilitators in their formula. Hence the reason for my admiration. But yeah, secure in the Coca-Cola arcology. But luckily for us, his security is mostly tangential. He is not the most valuable person there, which, to my professional eye, opens up a couple possibilities for us. We've also got some details on his travel arrangement and the level of resistance that we might expect to encounter should we engage. Haven't yet done the risk assessment on that engagement.
All right. Well, it sounds like it might be good to hit him in the saddle then. Is that right?
Well, that depends. I've got some ideas about how we might be able to leverage the more valuable people in the arcology.
Well, I think we got a target, right?
Oh, we've definitely got a target, yeah.
Fine. We'll stick with the target. So, what's the route that you came up with? Where he gets on his flying thingy?
Well, we know that he's occasionally traveling. It's not very frequent. We know that there will be 2 Wayland Yutani cars, typical security detail arriving to pick him up. We're looking at 4 heavies, if that is the case. What we won't know is which of the 2 vehicles we should be tailing and which is the distractor.
All right. Well, we could probably pick that out. All right. So essentially, with that information, I want to go and do an assessment on the route for an ambush site.
Okay, so you will check. It's several miles between the arcology and the airport, so you essentially are going to go down there and start running it and take a check on it. That sounds good. Go ahead and this looks like assess. Let's go ahead and have you roll with edge.
It's 10.
Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna roll a whole bunch of 2s soon.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
During
During the op. So a 10 is, if you look under the assess move, Fabian, do you see that?
I'll be right back. 1 second.
You get 3 hold, which means you can ask 3 of those questions. You can hang on to the questions if you want, but I assume you want to get some details here now.
First question, what is the best place to do this that won't attract attention and won't get anybody not involved in this tangled up in it?
There are...
Babe, do you have the questions?
Yeah, I've got them in front of me.
Yeah. What is the best way? So, and it's fair for him to kind of modify that a little. What I would say is that if you want to do that, there are several places where you would need to essentially get a detour made. You would need to get that and get him off onto a back street or a side route that is sort of off the beaten path, so that he isn't in public. So that would be, and let's say that you're able to spot 2 or 3 of those likely places that are good bottlenecks that you could do that. Though those still might be challenging to do. Does that seem cool?
Yeah. The next question being, what potential complications do I need to be aware of with this?
So potential complications are that when you do get him off the route, that is going to raise the, unless it's done very smoothly, it probably will raise the general level of alert on the part of the security people, but it will get them out of the thing, out of the line of fire for innocence, and essentially keep you off the grid. The only other possible complication would be is, not doing it particularly well might trigger like Atlanta automated road crews or something like that.
Okay. So bring the authorities into it then.
Yeah, I mean, if it was done very badly, that's one of the potential sort of risks that are there.
Okay, I'm going to keep one of these holds.
Okay, that seems fine to me. So, Rake, what about you?
Back.
Absolutely.
We have a failure to communicate.
Ben?
Oh, yes. I said I was away for a second.
Okay.
Back.
Oh, now you're back. Okay.
Back.
So, Rake, what are you going to do in terms of prep and so on here?
So we're supposed to transport, let me see if I understand right, Cerny to extract Cerny and take him to Jacksonville. Right.
Take him to a location that is midway between the Atlanta end of the Metroplex and the Jacksonville end of the Metroplex.
And do we know where we're supposed to drop him off? Is it a place? Is it a company? Is it a person?
You have an address that you're supposed to drop him off at, yes, but you haven't checked into that too far.
Okay, I think I'm going to check into that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll mind for me. This is a research move is what you're doing.
Research move, okay. What does the forward mean?
You just ignore that because you don't have any +1 forward to your action.
Okay.
Okay. So that is going to be a 9. So you're going to get intel. You can record that on your character sheet.
Intel.
Okay.
Just write intel or what?
You'll see under intel on your sheet, you can just hit that button to add one and write essentially general intel 1. That's a resource that you can spend later to give yourself a bonus on things during the mission, okay?
All right, wait, I'm still, looking for moves, cyberware, cred, harm.
Right below cred.
Oh, right below cred. Okay, I see it. And I write down, what do I write down?
Intel.
Just intel? Okay.
Yeah, just intel 1. Okay?
Right. Cool.
All right.
All right.
So what's your big question here? What is it that you specifically want to know? And I'll give you the details.
I was curious, what's at that address? And
it looks like it's a secure site to you, like it's a kind of an armored,
building,
reinforced location. Clearly, a safe house that they've got there. It does look like it's outfitted, like maybe they've got stuff for doing cyberware extraction or neurochip extraction, that kind of thing. So it's prepared for him to get dropped off, and then they're going to do what they need
Extract
to do.
stuff.
Yep.
I see.
Okay. So that is what you can pick up. Let's swing back to Trace and Xavier. Anything you guys want to do?
Yeah, I want to do some research into what kind of vehicles that this corporation typically uses, and whether I assume that they are computer controlled, and how I can potentially hack into the car to get it to do things that I want.
Okay. This seems like we're doing another research roll here. Go ahead and roll mind, Scott. You're due for a 2.
I certainly am.
But not today.
11.
So you're going to get an intel. I'm going to answer your general questions, and then I'm going to let you follow up on that. So they are standard corporate driverless cars, so security detail doesn't have to worry about doing that. They are armored. You can get the sort of the make and model of the car, so that you know it has basic armor. It's got spots in it for weapons, and you can get essentially the details on the computer protocols that are used for the driving program that's there. So you get the basics on that. If you look at the research list, I'm going to let you follow up.
Okay, now where are these the lists? Are they on your character sheet?
Nope. If you in that list of things that I gave you with the handouts and the cheat sheets.
Hold on, let me look. I got the playbooks. Let's see.
It's under moves, right?
Yeah.
Basic.
Okay, Dropbox for the rulebook itself. That would be that one.
Yeah. There's also a thing that just has the sheets, I think. Here, let me send you this. Hang on, real quick. I'm gonna send you a Dropbox link that has the reference sheets. Let me open it up though, because I gotta go to Dropbox to do that.
I got the reference sheet.
Okay, the reference sheet. Okay, so right now we're doing the research move.
Okay, so research, mine. We investigate a person, place their object, ask a question from the list below, and roll mine.
Okay,
Let's see.
so we've asked it. I've given you some of those details. What's your follow-up question?
Let's see. So I guess my follow-up question would be, how secure is the car's security system, computer system?
So it's using a Carson 38, which is a good mid-ranged system for that kind of auto driving. Of course, they don't want people hacking in wirelessly, so there's some basic buffers, but it does have a vulnerability. What is that vulnerability, Scott?
Well, it's no PDA. I mean,
Yeah. Thank you. So what is the vulnerability for the Carson 38?
there's a backdoor into the system. There was basically a we'll say that like General Motors was responsible for all of the repairs to the computer system, so they built a backdoor in to help them maintenance. It's not commonly well known unless you were fairly, were in the company, but it has circulated among hacker circles.
Yeah, a diagnostics bug that people put on that shows that it's been wiped, but actually keeps itself on there, so mechanics don't have to reinstall it. And it's a good crack for that kind of thing. So you've got that. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, Carl. Let's come back to Xavier and tell me what you're doing.
Okay, so we've got our plan right now is to hit him on the road, and the only piece of information we don't have is going to be is when they're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what we need to find. I mean, I assume, like, if you revealed a piece of intel, could I say, now I know, essentially, or is that way too game changing and stuff?
No, you could use it to give yourself a bonus on stuff during things. If you wanted to, at this point for the legwork phase, if you wanted to find that out, you could either research or you could hit the street and tell me who you know in the Coca-Cola arcology, and then roll to get some help from them.
Yes, I'm finding out that cool does not seem to help me on what I'm good at, so we'll see.
Hit the street is style. Research is mind.
I got it right here. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I mean, we'll see how that goes. I mean, okay. What I am going to do is I am going to fast talk. I'm going to use my piece of. Let's see. I'll try. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try and fast talk, and I'm going to use my piece of intel, and the intel.
Yeah. So let's start the other way around. Tell me what you're doing, and then we'll move that into moves.
What I want to do is I want to talk to one of the employees of the arcology.
Okay. Are you declaring a contact? Is this somebody you know?
No. This is I don't know him. I'm coming in and saying. No, actually, no. You're right. I mean, that's right. It should be. It's Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So who is this guy in the Coca-Cola arcology that you know?
This is a guy who was in one of the homeless shelters and stuff like that. It was basically a complete burnout. And then after a little prepping by Mobiliare International Mobiliare, he was able to come in, get some skills and stuff like that. And they planted him as a infiltrator, as a very low level infiltrator to come in and find out some stuff. And so he's works in some low level data analysis or something like that of the arcology.
So his name is Gaba Barden.
Okay.
And works in the Coca-Cola arcology, low level, does system maintenance and things like that. And
How do
you know
spell
him?
that?
Gaba. Barden is Bardin. So Carl, you go to your contact. Go ahead and roll with style.
Okay. Okay.
Now, if you want, you can always have somebody help you.
That's right. I can do the intel later. I don't have to do it right now.
Don't have to declare it.
Okay. There we go. See, that's it. Okay. So style.
Holy cow! Look at that, Carl. That is a 12. All right. So, is he going to give you more intel, or is he going to give you? Or do you need to get some gear from him of a particular kind?
No. What I want to do is I need to find out the next time.
Well, I'm going to give you that, but you get a little extra here.
Oh, okay. I'm going to get an extra. So when my choices are or intel or gear.
Yeah, you get a little extra.
I will take. I will take a piece of. I will take no. I'll take intel. I will take intel.
Okay, so you have another intel, and and you want to know when Zerny is leaving next, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he will go and he will check the logs, and he will get back to you and he will say Sierney's scheduled to go out in 38 hours on a trip out to the airport. Standard protocol, nothing special on that. They're leaving from this bay at this time. It looks like it's heading out at 5 in the morning. Is that
Okay.
good? Is that what you wanted,
Yep.
Mr. Xavier?
That's great.
Okay, man. Give my blessings to the Pontiff. He thinks everybody talks to the Pope.
Yes. Oh, last time I will tell him next time I see him.
So you got that detail.
Okay.
Do you guys want to continue doing legwork, or are you guys set and we go to mission? It's up to you.
I think we got it. I mean, is there anything else we need? We've got the route. We know. Ringo, you know where you want to hit him.
I think so, but I think it'd probably be a good idea if we figured out which horse he's on.
Well, there's two. Well,
You know, maybe a little legwork in there.
well,
can
once
determine-
we see the cars, we might be able to do that.
Okay.
I'll ask.
I'm gonna
Does
mute
anybody
real
got?
quick.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
This is a couple ways we could do it. We could have some kind of planned stop, where it's basically construction worker, blah blah blah, and then so stop them that way, or we could, or we could stop the car, knock out the tires or something like that, or what else, or we could
probably make the car turn off.
Oh, okay.
Or make the car steer off down a road. It'll alert the people, but it'll keep it from being too obvious to getting other people snared in there, right?
Okay, so
You
if
just raised a very interesting point, my friend. One of the many features that you get from Chip Morplethorpe's AIM services is complete obfuscation of your operations. I wouldn't worry about alerting anybody because I've already identified several high-value targets in that arcology for my fudge apes to go ape-s hit on while we're carrying out this operation.
So what exactly are you saying you're wanting to do there?
I'm saying we call it a little obfuscation false flag maneuver in the biz. So we're gonna make a big mess again with these disgusting fudge beasts that I have, and what we're doing after this little fish journey will probably go completely unnoticed because of the mess these heinous creeps will make.
So you're saying you're gonna go out and what? Rough people up? What are you gonna do?
I'm certainly not going to do that. No. Drug-addicted, obese apes are going to do that.
And why would these drug obese apes do that?
Oh, they do whatever I tell them. They're so easily manipulated. It's sick.
Why is that necessary?
Great for likes and upvotes and shares. Anyway, so we got that going. Also, I would like you to keep in mind that old Chip gives you the eye in the sky. Because again, I am certainly not going to be yanking anybody out of a car. And you mentioned a horse. I don't even know what that is. But I'll be up there in the helicopter, kind of providing comms. So we can keep line of sight on whichever car you don't go after.
So let me pause you there, Matt. So I'm hearing that you're probably going to need to get yourself a chopper rented.
I have that. It's one of my pieces of equipment.
That's right. I forgot you already have one. Awesome.
He'll be our brother eye in the sky.
Scott sees what I'm doing here.
Yes.
So who exactly are these folks that you're going to be assaulting there, then?
Oh, just like
No, I need to know.
Well, 'cause I was going to spend my intel to identify the distraction attack.
Okay.
So can I spend that now and ask you that question so I know that?
Yeah. I assume you want something that he's not going to object to too badly.
Yeah, because you had mentioned that this was a pretty high class arcology, and there were higher value targets than Serenity in there. So Chip would have compiled a list of those, I think, to kind of identify who he should turn his heinous apes on.
So you essentially will get. There's a guy by the name of Fitzgerald Dawes.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the guy who he's the Benedict Arnold of the Soda Wars. He turned over, essentially let the RC troops into the Coca-Cola arcology,
He was the real thing.
and has been set up pretty cushy there for years. Has a kind of bully boy set of body shaped enforcers around him. He's kind of an asshole.
You said Fitzgerald Dawes, right? Did I
Yep.
hear right?
Yep. He is a good target.
All right, that's awesome.
And he's not entirely unlike your fudge beasts in that he probably is going around, on a little hover thing, Baron Harkonnen style.
That's great, and I can let the fudge beast know that this guy is why they can't get their Mexican Coke cone stimulantos anymore.
Okay.
Jeez.
So, you're gonna send your little gang there to go shoot up the town for that little Benedict Arnold, that traitor guy, right?
Yeah, he's got it coming pretty bad, I suspect. Plus, well, it's a little bit of the old misdirection.
I can understand that. All right.
By the way, if my attempt at an accent or a voice annoys, just let me know.
No, go
That's good.
S hit.
Yeah.
Trace, so you believe you can stop the car or steer it? Can you get the doors open?
Of course.
I don't know that that's a problem.
Okay. Well, I mean, I assume it's going to be armored, and so Killer, or Ringo, you think you can get the doors open? Okay.
I would bring the car to a halt and preventing it from moving, driving it off the road may cause injury to our retrieval.
So this Wayland guy, he needs to survive this. Is that what I'm hearing?
Cerny is, yes, he needs to. They're all Wayland guys.
I know. I'm asking, do they all need to survive this?
No, just Cerny.
Uh-huh.
Although we get paid either way, so let's work smarter and not harder.
Uh-huh.
I don't think we get paid if our retrieval guy dies.
That is correct. Oh, by the way, because you accepted the mission, I already told you guys to mark experience, right?
How do you is there a spot for that?
Yeah. When you took the mission, everybody gets to mark experience, and experience
It's at the very top.
It's at the
It's
very
at the
top.
very top.
Oh, thank you.
How do you mark experience? What's the...
It goes to 1 from a 0.
At the very top. I see. Does it track? Does it go down when you spend it, or how do you?
When you hit 5. Oh, sorry. When you hit. Let me check what the advanced thing, because it varies from game to game. Let me check it real quick. Sorry, I've been playing a bunch of different games that have different numbers for this, so... Advancing. Okay. Every time you mark 10 experience, you'll get a new advance from the list that's on your character's playbook.
I see.
Okay. So 10 experience points for an advance.
Holy cow, that's a whole lot.
Well, you're gonna get probably at least 4 from this mission, plus directives.
And I do have a question, if I may,
I
about
have an
directives.
Okay.
Now, I'm just kind of role-playing it the way I see Ringo is doing, but he's definitely angling to try and keep innocence out of this. I'm assuming that doesn't actually equate to an experience, at least until it actually causes a complication for the mission.
That is correct, and you are welcome to declare that complication when we get on scene. If you want to declare a school bus full of nuns, you can do that.
Yeah.
So that's established the distraction. Scott's established the ability to potentially do some manipulation of the car's computer. I believe that our killer has said that he knows some way to penetrate the armored vehicle and get those doors open. What else? Anything else?
I do need to verify. My custom weapon has the breach characteristic. It's big, has breach, it's loud.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, it has what is it? Ridiculous payload, I think is what it's called.
Ridiculous payload. Let me look that up in the gear section here real quick, so that we can confirm on that. That says, okay. Open tags. Ridiculous payload, or is it breach?
It has ridiculous payload, which gives it dangerous and breach.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. So, yeah. So dangerous means if you miss, you're going to hurt yourself. Breach is these weapons make big holes in hard targets like walls and tanks. They are armor-piercing and loud and cannot be silenced. What does that look like, Fabian? What is that thing?
It's essentially a big... It's like a ridiculously sized handgun. It's like a little hand cannon. It's matte black, and it's in silver inlay along the barrel. It's got the word, it's got its name Penny on it.
All right. All right, so where are we at? Are we good?
We're good now. The event, just to go over it, obviously, another round of intel would give us more bonuses, but what is the drawback? That raises the heat, correct?
So if you'll see here, there are two things that's going to happen. So you see the legwork clock? You guys have done very well because you haven't done anything there. You haven't grabbed any bad attention. The less that's filled in, that legwork clock, the more you're going to get paid.
Oh.
As that legwork clock goes up to, if it jumps up a couple of levels, that then has an impact potentially on the mission clock and how alert they are to your coming. Right now, you guys are quiet as sin.
How does the legwork clock go up again?
Sin isn't quiet, damn it.
The legwork clock goes up when you fuck up those rolls during this legwork phase.
I see. Gotcha.
So
or
we
when,
should keep rolling.
Or when the fiction demands it.
Okay. Okay.
I think we're good.
Okay. So our first basic plan is stop the car, divert it, bye, daddy, bye. Silences any communication, or gets distraction going so they're not paying attention here.
I can do both.
Okay. Okay. Now, I think the better way to do it, because again, your breach is going to be, I would prefer to have the breach entry as a backup, and then try, and if we could do it some kind of entry into car that is more that is less obvious. And what I'm thinking is, might be able to get them to open the door. If Trace has the computer saying, diverting, for whatever reason, and then we go up and we get a Wayland, it basically go into a garage or something like that, and it's a Wayland-Yutani facility, and then I say, okay, this is what's going on. I try and, I'm the new director telling them what's going on, and I try and get them to do something else to get out of the car, and then we hit. That's my idea. Don't know if we need to worry about that. And then, of course, Ringo is sitting right behind me or close enough that with the breach gun, if he needs to go, we go.
It's Penny.
So it seems to me like I'm hearing that there's a particular asset that you need, Carl. You either need a secure location that is marked Wayland-Yutani, and or you need Wayland-Yutani uniforms that'll pass muster. Is that what I'm hearing?
That could be it. What was your what is the location, Ringo? What is the location you had scouted out already?
Well,
is it just a quiet place, or what is it?
This one spot is where the route that he normally takes, this trail that he normally takes, or that'll take him to his flying thing. It diverts into this, it goes by this abandoned building, and if we can divert him over there, it'll be out of sight and unoccupied.
Okay, well, in that case.
So that's the first. Then there's this other spot that's over here, and then I'll let you fill that in if you think that there's better criteria for that.
Okay. Carl, what do you think?
Well, if we got a spot and it's a good spot, I say we keep it. We can sell what he's doing. I mean, if Trace could really hack in and give him a message that says, diverting to secondary location or something like that, and they go in there, and then, the uniforms would be nice, so that would be, if the uniforms would be nice, and
you could go back to your contact and hit him up again.
No, I'm thinking we got enough. I mean, I think we got enough prep for it, and you don't have to have. I mean, I think with my own skills, I can take care of that.
Yeah, for yourself, definitely.
Well, and possibly with everybody else.
Well, no, I'm saying that in terms of a asset that would pass muster, you'd probably need to spend gear to get those uniforms.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, you do have gear?
I have gear, I have intel. We've got enough assets.
Yeah, you can only spend gear for it, just to make it clear on that.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gear.
Intel.
Yeah, let me
Intel,
tell you.
I was thinking of.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Intel helps you to establish facts about information that you've learned to give you bonuses on things. Gear allows you to, on mission, say, I have this thing.
Okay, well, I was thinking about intel would help me because I could reassure in my talk with these guys, I could give them some intel, and that they would say, "Oh, nobody else knows that," so therefore he's I could help fast talk. That's what I was thinking.
Absolutely.
Gear, uniforms would be gear. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
what
do you guys want to do?
What about this? So we detour this guy into the canyon there that we talked about, and we separate out his compadres by having that weirdo guy in the helicopter call off his bodyguard, split him off to go help out with what's going to happen with his gang shooting up the town back there. That way we're only dealing with what he's got in his car.
Oh.
Because right now, the way it's planned, we've got one vehicle that one wagon that we're gonna go take out, right? But we don't know exactly which one is which.
No, I forgot that there is two. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Keep in mind they're not driving those vehicles.
No. They're not driving what vehicles?
They're not. The guards aren't driving.
Control.
Oh, they're on. Okay.
So we figure out we have what's his Chip Morple Thorpe or guy, whatever, that clerk guy. Call in all hands on deck and get the security guy that aren't necessarily pertinent to this guy's bodyguarding to hightail it back to town, and then we only have to deal with the one car. See what I'm saying here?
Yeah. Chip, does that work for you?
Well, I'm not sure how we're gonna get their guards to split, because my understanding is that these are Wayland Yutani security detail here.
Yeah, but you said this guy was low on the totem pole here.
He's low on, but that's at the Coca-Cola Arcology. I'm presuming that most of our friends in the Arcology are not Wayland Yutani employees. GM, is that?
That's true. There's a lot of them, but not all of them. And definitely, a security detail is going to be assigned to that person. So it'd be a serious challenge. It would be a very unusual protocol to pull them off. I think that's what you're getting at, Matt.
Yeah. Now we do offer hyper persuasion services with the AIM contract, but I'm not sure that's the way to go in this instance. But
well, then maybe that smart guy over there can lock down the other car if he can drive them both off the road, but keep one buttoned up. Then
can he do when we're on the mission? Could you determine which one has 3 occupants and which one has 2 by, say, weight or something like that?
I think I might be able to spot him, but I don't think you're asking me, are you?
I'm asking the group. I'm asking anybody who thinks he can do it.
I might be able to do it, or if there's a camera in the car, I might be able to go through that.
I'll be monitoring their comms traffic, and depending on the levels of OPSEC that they've got going, that might help us determine something.
Well,
let's I would be shocked if they let somebody this highly protected engage in any unsecured communications.
Okay, I'm thinking we're ready. There's a lot of stuff that can only be answered on the mission, and so the basic thing is they're going to go the first place. We're going to get them to either control the car or drive it off into this abandoned building, and then we're going to try to get in the car through basically try and get in the car by getting them to come out, and if not that, then we'll use Penny to open up, and then go in and mix it up a little bit more.
So I have a couple of questions, and then I think we'll probably have determined the plan. So Matt's in the helicopter, I in the sky. Scott,
and flying in around. I'm going to rely on my comms with them to keep me tagged with the vehicles. Like, I'm not going to obviously be trailing them.
Okay. And Scott, you're going to be in the area doing essentially doing your hack, getting yourself to a secure place within range. So you're going to have a smaller timetable, but you'll be safe and not going to get shot.
I like that.
Okay. And then I know that Ringo and Xavier are going to be on site to deal with these 4 security guys. Where is
it's a super exciting game.
Rake going to be?
So,
was someone making fun of our D&D in the background there?
I hit it with a dagger.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Ben.
So, I have actually 2 drones.
Okay.
We've named Lewis and Clark.
Okay.
Nice.
So I'll probably have them also be scouting around. And I'm also going to be in my battle van.
Okay.
In the meantime as well.
What? Okay, explain. Just break. Exactly what is a battle van? Could you give us some?
So one of my things that I have, one of my abilities or whatever I got is a battle van thing, and it's kind of like just well, I don't know what the book describes it all too much, but
Let me
basically
see.
I would envision it sort of like a van with high tech stuff.
So what is it? So you have a truck or a van.
Yeah.
What is its positive strength tag? Is it rugged, off-road, huge, or workhorse?
I'm trying to open the book up here so I can figure out.
Sure, absolutely.
Shoot, come on, open.
The book may not tell you what any of those things mean.
It's got.
It's got some of
It's
them,
got.
but
It's got.
What page were you looking at?
I was looking at page 114, Ben.
Let's see. Rugged off-road, huge workhorse. I mean, I picture it as sort of like a useful thing with tech in it, and so it's probably workhorse, I guess, is the most appropriate term.
So workhorse.
Let me write that down in my
Okay.
character sheet.
So it's a standard van. It's a workhorse van. It has your stuff. What is its weakness? Is it slow, cramped, or loud?
Cramped, because it's got lots of stuff in it.
Okay. So it's a cramped workhorse van. Workhorse. And then I think Carl wanted to know about your drones.
Yeah, so I have 2 drones from one of my abilities.
That is
My mechanic ability.
That's from Drone Jockey, from the driver move. Did you go ahead and build those, as it says?
So let's see. Yeah, I didn't do that yet. I need to.
Okay, well, we're going to need you to do that.
Yeah, I'll do that. Right.
That is on page 72.
Well, I guess my overall question is this: are you going to be? Because we're going to have 4 guys in there, 5 guys in there, 3 or 4 that are big problems. Obviously, Ringo can hold his with 1 or 2 or whatever. I probably would be okay, somewhat, but we got at least 1 extra guy and maybe 2 or 3 that are going to cause us a problem. So. I mean, are your drones battle ready, or are you battle ready, or?
I'm reading about my drones actually. So, wow, I didn't realize I could pick a big drone. That's interesting. Bear-sized. Wow. That's interesting.
Would you rather fight 1 bear-sized drone or 10 drone-sized bears?
So maybe I'll pick a big and a small drone actually. So
Okay.
let me think here. All right, so I'm gonna have 1 large drone and 1 small drone.
All right, so the large drone is obvious. Everybody can see it. They'll see it coming. What are the 2 strengths that you want for it?
Frame, large, and small.
Fast,
okay, so-
rugged, off-road. What are the 2 strengths you
I'm
want?
just writing down here. Obvious. So is obvious a weakness, or is that?
Yeah. Because you can't be
Obvious.
subtle with a bear-sized drone.
Okay, let me see. Strength: fast, rugged, off-road, responsive, uncomplaining, easily repaired, stealthy, tight encryption, autonomous, robot arm, armed, satellite relay. I think I'll pick a rugged for the bear one.
Okay, and what's the other strength then? Do you want it armed or not?
I get 2 strengths, right?
Yep.
Choose a motive style. Yeah, I think I'll pick armed.
Okay.
Responsive off-road.
What kind of sensor?
This is how it sees, or what's the special sensor, or
Yep.
what's the
Yep, special sensor.
image enhancement?
Okay.
Thermographic. What thermographic? So being able to see thermally. What's the difference between image enhancement? I guess that's just taking its view. being able to
Enhance,
sense-
making things that are small look bigger to get
Okay.
detail.
I'll take thermographic.
Okay. Thermographic. What kind of is this a fixed wing? A rotor? Is this a flying one?
The bear?
Yeah.
No, it's a quadruped, I think.
Quadruped. Okay.
Or maybe tracked. Ooh.
Okay. So tracked. Okay.
Yeah, tracked, I think.
All right. And I assume you want the gun then too.
Yeah.
Okay. 5 harm. Okay. All right.
Hold on. Style. I'm writing this down on my character sheet, so you don't
Okay.
have to write it down.
Okay.
Tracked.
I think you just
yeah.
became the blaster, Ben.
Armed? Where are... Oh, armed. Here.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Maybe an amount of deal and 5 harm. Wow. Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've got a bear-sized, heavily armed drone that is very visible.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then...
I imagine that contributes to the crampedness of the van.
Yeah. And then a small drone, rat to cat size.
I'm going to let you write that down yourself.
Yes, go
because I
ahead.
want to move on.
go ahead.
So then I'm assuming Ben is in the area. He can drop out the drone so it doesn't make that much attention. That'll give him a little more room in his van.
Well, I'm actually thinking that he will be in the garage. I mean, the idea is going to be that we're essentially doing a transfer of security to them, and these guys, the 4 guards are going to give us to him, and they're going to go to the airport.
Let's hope that works.
Now, let me, ask you, doing this, I've got a bunch of assets to it, so I think, it's possible to get but if I rolled a 10, and I said I was doing that, I was explaining to these guys what was going on, is that like ridiculously stupid that it's never going to work, or what? Assuming I have my, all of my stuff going for it.
It could happen, dude. But you just got to get all the other pieces in place. You
Okay.
probably don't want Cowboy out in the that they can see him.
Actually, I'm thinking exactly. I'm going to have Cowboy out there. We're doing a transfer security, and we have security of big badass Ringo and huge gigantic bear drone.
Okay, that sounds like a
Those-
plan.
Are those things ever used by these company?
Since you're saying private security contractors is what you're suggesting.
Hey, well, just one quick question.
Yeah.
What's loose encryption mean?
As a weakness,
Yeah,
it means other people can hack it easily.
I see.
Yay! Oh, sorry.
All right, so I'm hearing 3 people on site, Scott nearby, I in the sky. We start with Chip sending the fudge beasts over to the arcology, and then we see what happens, right? So it looks like...
Now, I think I missed part of Carl's plan. So you just give me the nutshell version of it.
The nutshell is we divert them into this abandoned building.
Mhm.
3 of us are inside the building, and we're trying to do a transfer. You right now are basically, your idea about attacking the other guys, the big threats, is going to heighten the threat level, and so I might be able to use that to convince them to get out. You're definitely going to be, right now I think you're backup. You're suppressing what they're doing. Can you help us do this in any way? Can you help us in general make the threat?
Absolutely, because after I do my fudge beast thing and you guys give me the high sign that you've got them stopped and I'm not worried about, because I'm worried about them seeing I'm following them. Someone's going to be doing normal traffic above the arcology, waiting for that from you. Because we got comms, right? Once you hear that, I come in and I start jamming their transmissions. And I'm overhead able to give tactical air support. And
Okay.
also because I may have been broadcasting to my Fudge Beast channel at time, and since that is a SimSense broadcast, while Chip Morplethorpe would never touch the umpty, he might have to do mucho rails to give the SimSense perception that he's all banged up.
Now, I mean, is this you doing that? Is that going to grab a whole bunch of attention that we don't need?
I wouldn't jam their signals unless they're onto us.
No, I mean, what I'm saying to you is that if you just start, I mean, if you started basically attacking, dropping, whatever you're doing.
Well, I would feel like my jamming should be undetectable because I'm
the
almost-
jamming, but you're actually dropping.
It's not really jamming. Jamming is like the ability, but what I imagine it would be like a false Wi-Fi hotspot, right? Where I am deceiving their transmissions into thinking I am the next hop in the transmission vector and intercepting that way.
Okay. That's
So that they're not getting no signal. You know what I'm saying? It's just the man in the middle is redirecting the signal.
I'm just thinking that if you actually are going to, I mean, from what I understand, you're going to take these whatever
I'm
they
sorry,
are.
I'm doing what you usually do, engineering guy, because I made an information security character.
I'm good with it. I'm just saying you're dropping fudge beasts, physical fudge beasts, on top of Wayland Yutani plant.
Well, not on top of that. No, the fudge beasts are attacking the Coca-Cola arcology.
Well, okay, whatever it is. I mean, that seems like it's going to raise our.
Well, the idea is to keep all the cops occupied, basically.
Oh, okay.
And because I monetize this with my podcast, I'm going to be broadcasting it. So the idea is to get other Umpty Dumpties who idolize the Fudge Beast to come into the area too, and now gum up traffic.
I'll take your mind. I'll take your word for it. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Should I spin my gear now, or do I do it when I want to roll?
We'll get it when we get on site. So I think I've heard the plan, which means I think you guys have a plan, which means everybody mark another experience point.
All right.
Okay.
And I want to ask you now, because I feel like I have successfully co-opted this mission to fit my ideology.
Yes. You may
I
mark
want to use
experience.
Driven. Oh, I don't know if that. I think I only get experience for violence and.
That's not one of your directives?
For violence and financial.
Okay.
But no, what I want to do is use driven. I roll edge. When I begin a mission that furthers my vision.
Okay. Let's have you. Let's take 5. I'm going to take a quick grab some water, and then we're going to boom hit the mission running. Okay, guys.
All right.
Okay. 5.
This is fun for me that I get that this game is all about computer security.
Well, Matt, I wasn't questioning about that. Everything you were saying there, I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. Sure, why not? I like that.
Well, me as Fabian was just thinking, okay, regardless of whether they still think they have a valid signal, they're going to relay this information to their superiors and expect a response. I mean, are you going to be able to give them said response that they can recognize that this is, so that they won't get some kind of alert that something's up?
Well, actually, that's going to be kind of my job, because what I'm going to be doing is saying.
But they're going to call somebody on the radio, and they're going to get him. So it's going to be him.
Right, and they're going to get it confused. They're going to get a response that is not the greatest or not exactly right, but it's going to be, the whole point is going to be, I'm going to tell them things have changed. There's this crazy attack going on with the fudge beasts, or whatever the hell it is.
Oh.
We don't know what's going on. This is up the ante. They've made the decision that he's a high value target. We came in with additional stuff, and we want you to be the distraction and go and keep on going to the airport. That's the idea that we're doing. We're going to be returning him to Weyland-Yutani. And I'm going to be
And what I
using
think
my-
is you simulate normal use cases for shitty transmission. We start throttling it, right? Let's say like the stream is supposed to be 10 gigabits per second, right? We start artificially throttling it down from 10 gig to 10K. Then up to 10 meg, then to 10 gig, and then to 10K. And it looks just like network shittiness.
Okay.
That never happens here. I'll be right back.
This is the future. Networks are perfect.
All right. I'm with you.
So we can, again, we can obfuscate. We're like, I'm employing almost like defense in depth principles here.
Okay, I do not know what that means, but I will take your word for it.
Defense in depth is the idea that since an attacker only has to get lucky once and a defender has to get it right all the time,
Yeah.
you employ multiple redundant detective and preventative measures.
Okay.
Because you know the attacker will defeat many of them. But now you've leveled the playing field. You only need one of these multiple redundant systems to succeed.
Okay, I'm with you.
So the idea here, by simulating network shittiness in addition to false information, we're doing defense in depth, right? We're giving multiple methods of defeating their defense.
Okay, right. And only one has to succeed. Got it. Okay.
Awesome. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All
Frank,
right.
one thing is your monster guy. Does he have any precision shooting, or is he just blowing apart cars?
And you might be muted, Ben. Or you might not be here.
You might just have no fucks to give because you're a sick F who don't give an S.
When he uses that, he'll essentially be using his synth to try and do things with the drone.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
I believe that's how drones work in my recollection. Yeah. All right. So let's start with your role you were talking about there. Your visioneering role, Matt.
Yep. All right. So that's me rolling edge. No forward.
So what do you get on an 8?
That gets me to an 8. I don't think 8 does it, does it?
Let me take a look.
Oh, no, 7. No, it does it. That's beautiful. I gain 1 hold, and I may spend 1 hold now before rolling any other move to take +1 or -2 forward.
Okay. Awesome.
Now rule question here.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I want to take -2 to a roll? Are there some rolls where low is good?
Yeah. When you roll, when you've taken damage, when we do the buy the farm roll, you want to roll low because you add how much harm you've taken to it. Yeah,
All
that's
right, so
the primary place you would roll low.
I have co-opted this mission successfully.
Okay.
Then excellent.
So you are sending in your beasts to create a distraction, right?
Yes, I am. And while I am doing that now, I am also doing sufficient stimulants so my SimSense broadcast feels authentic to the umpty heads and out there, make them think I'm one of them. And he comes across from the YouTube channel. Hey, Umpty Dumpties, Daddy Bye Bye here. Give me a like, give me a share. Tell me what you think in comments. And remember to subscribe to our channel for eternal life. Have you ever felt that, yeah, they'll let you kill each other. They'll let you eat a hobo. But what would happen if we went to the Coca-Cola arcology in search of the Mexican formula? Well, we're about to find out. Come down and see us. And I'm circling the helicopter, broadcasting footage of this.
Okay. This sounds to
And
me.
I'm behind 7 proxies.
Oh yeah. This is going to be you. I think this is going to work as a fast talk roll.
Yep.
For you putting the stuff into place. You've got the guys who can act on it. So you have the fiction that you can do it with. So let me have you go ahead and roll style.
Oh no! So that is a 6, and I'm going to do my 1 forward with my hold.
Okay, so take that to a 7.
Goes to 7.
So this noise already would have pushed security up, Matt. Just the fact for the guys in the car. But this makes enough sort of pointed noise that goes out that they actually get it. It goes off across the Wayland Duchani channels as something is going on. People need to be careful, that kind of thing. But you are drawing off police and other Wayland Yutani vehicles. Okay. Now, here's the more important thing. We've got Rake and Ringo and Xavier on site, and now we're going to go to Trace. So Trace, they come into range. You're going to try to log into the system, okay? Go ahead and roll with synth.
Okay.
This is you getting into the system, and then we'll see about you cracking things.
Oh, do I have any other things to add to this? I don't think so. I think it's just a straight roll. Always makes me nervous.
Do you have any programs that are helping with this?
I
don't think any of the programs help you actually do the login. So let's just have you roll.
So total of 9.
Total of 9. All right. So you will get in, but you need to choose one of those effects, Scott. Either you're going to get a passive trace, so trace is going to start on you. You're going to activate ice on the computer. You're going to trigger an alert, or you're going to end up with restricted access.
So
remind me again, a 10 is a total success, and a 9 is a partial success with
7 to 9.
qualifiers?
7 to 9 is a partial success. Scott, you were saying?
Gotcha. I see.
I'll go for the trace starting.
Okay, so we've got that trace going there. You will get in, and so what you want to try and do is get to the subsystem to essentially control the driving, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we had you spend. You got some intel, right?
I got +1 intel. I have console cowboy. When I connect to a secure system, it says roll mind, and I can get hold. Let's see. I can adapt my programs to the specific weakness of the matrix constructs as you encounter them. If I compromise security or manipulate, I get +1 hold.
Okay. So let's. There are 2 parts here. You're going to need to compromise their security, and then manipulate their system. Doesn't look like you activated any ice, so you don't have to worry about that. So let's have you crack their security here as the car is moving along. And you got console cowboy, which gives you +1 on that, right?
It just says roll mine. 10 plus gain 3 hold. 7 to 9 gain 1 hold.
Okay. So go ahead and roll that then. Roll mind.
Woo! So total of 10.
Okay, so you got that much hold.
3. It gives me 10 plus gives me 3 hold.
Yep, which you can spend to give bonuses to yourself. Let's go to the compromised security roll then.
Let's see.
That is mind again.
Mind again.
Okay.
Now, do I have to spend that?
You can spend it afterwards.
Okay.
Isn't that sweet?
So let's see. 5 plus 2 is 7 plus 2 is 9. So I'll spend 1 hold to get that up to 10.
Okay, you've got complete control of the security, and now you want to try and drive this car into the place without creating any problems, and with a signal that makes it sound like everything's cool, right?
Yes, basically, the whatever the signal is, for diverting to safe location to add additional security. So they're not worried, basically.
Okay, let's have you roll your manipulate systems. You've still got 2 hold left from your console cowboy. If you can get a 10 plus on this, then you'll be able to trigger all 3 of those systems.
Okay, and since I compromise security, I get hold +1, so I get that hold back.
Yep. So you got
see.
3 holds, so very little chance that you could screw this up royally.
Yeah. Let's see what else.
Love you, Lowell. You're my best friend.
Okay, so this is mine again.
Yep.
Oh!
So that's 4, 5, 6, and you had 3
3
hold,
hold.
so that's 9.
And 1 intel.
10. It takes every last bit of your sort of calculations to get everything going at the same time, because you need to do it before they start to get out of range, because you kept it kind of tight so that you could do it. And they're also getting this cross-traffic security protocols are coming in from the arcology that's creating problems. But eventually you'll grab on. Tell me what you do. How do you spoof that or manipulate that to make it to your advantage?
I basically sort of play on the agents in the car sort of eagerness for more information as this is sort of going on, and they sort of inadvertently open themselves up a little more, and since they're eager to find out what's going on with these other alerts, when they see the sort of comforting codes for the diversion and the additional security, they immediately sort of snap it up as a comforting. Okay, this is, we're back to what we understand.
Okay.
They know what's going on. They've handled it.
So you don't jump them up to 1800, to 2100 or anything higher than that. The security team is alert and on edge, and you will roll the 2 cars into that building. Now, I'm assuming that the drone is on site. You're on site, Carl, and Ringo is on site, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the point at which, Carl, describe to me this warehouse that you're in.
Well, it is abandoned.
Can't hear you. Come on.
Sorry. Is that better?
Yeah.
It is abandoned. It's like this place that nobody's been used for a while and everything like that. And the whole point is that this is like a stop off that we're going to do. As soon as the garage opens, though, it's still. I mean, everything's automated. So the garage opens up.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to see me there with a clipboard, with the thing, and I'm waving him in and stuff like that. For right now, what's his name? Ringo is standing behind me, kind of just really being, just part of the scenery, being bored and everything like that. And the drone's over there, and the battle van is just sitting there, and I'm waving him in and just trying to show him that, yeah, this is right. We're expecting you. We know what's going on.
Do you have? Are you spending the gear to have the uniform and the key card and all that kind of stuff?
Yes, I am spending that.
Boom. Okay, so you look the part. You are on it. These things come gliding in, and they will come to a stop in there. The drone's back, Ben. You're able to visually see through onto this.
Okay.
One of the two.
Can I add a complication?
Sure.
I want to see how this mechanic works. How do I introduce the squatters that have moved in here since we last swept this structure? Adding the innocents in here.
Oh, so you would like innocents on scene?
Yes.
Okay, there are innocents on scene then, Fabian. Should I handle that, or do you want to describe them more?
Essentially, as these cars pull up, this kind of
the lights of the headlights come in because it's still early morning.
Right, and they kind of shine off in this back corner where this vagrant little set of like these big cardboard boxes and crates that were kind of shoved up in the back there that set up to kind of block view and just make it non-noticeable. When those headlights come in, you've got some oh, here we go. We got some kids crawl out from here.
All right, so Ben, you will pick up multiple thermographic bogies at the back of the warehouse, and it looks like about 6 figures up and moving this way. Maybe 3 of them seem to be smaller targets. 3 of them seem to be larger. They apparently had some kind of thermographic camouflage on because you didn't spot them in the first sweep here. And you will see that and hear that, Carl. And you see Ringo turn that way. And one of the van doors opens, and you will see this Wayland Yutani security woman steps out, and she's like, "What the fuck is going on?" She does step out and shuts the door.
Oh, she's out.
Yeah, she comes out and shuts the door. She's clearly the one they've chosen to get out and be exposed here.
So in the brief moment that door was open, just using my killer instinct.
See, I would have said that, except you've got all those kids there. And these innocents. Oh my God, what are you going to do? What if the gunfire breaks out and you look back and she's out of the car? Carl.
Okay, so I'm coming up and I'm looking at this at him. I'm going, oh, okay, great. Glad you got it and everything like that. We thought there was going to be a problem. Have you heard about the fudge beast crazy or I don't know what the hell. Have you seen this? And I'll show some video cam of the. I'll show like.
So no. We know what's going. What the fuck is going on here?
And when you turn the video cam on, you see the latest stream. Hey Fitzgerald Dawes, we're coming for your Mexican formula. Yeah. Oh, look at all these Wayland Yutani people getting in the way. Why are you doing that for him, Wayland Yutani people? I think you should spam the Twitter feed with complaints right now. Wayland Yutani, why are you letting us get mowed down for Fitzgerald Dawes?
I mute it. I go,
okay.
Big thing at the arcology. We're going to do what we're assigned to come transfer Jared with Jordan Cerny. You are to carry on to the airport. Go to the airport and continue going on. We are going to take him back to the arcology. They wanted to come back and just secure it because they thought this thing was going crazy and stuff. And they wanted to bring him back. They thought it might be. They weren't sure who they're dealing with, but they just wanted to make sure it was. That's what we're told. We're coming here to pick him up, do this. Got some paperwork for you to sign up. Go through it and everything like that. They did believe they needed a little bit of enhanced security, so they got the drone and they got Cowboy Bob.
Okay.
Here.
So
That's
Hello,
what-
can I
that's
stop
what
for a minute there? Because I want to mark experience, because I believe I just deliberately chose to use violence to overcome a problem when non-violent options exist.
that is certainly true. Yes. So Matt, with that broadcast, are you trying to help Carl? Is that what I'm hearing?
I am. I'm just
Okay.
doing everything I can now. I am drawing. I have enunciated the Fudge Beast specific target before they've gotten to him,
Okay.
leading them to the slaughter. But I don't give a shit about those fat, grotesque apes.
So I'm going to need you to roll links with Carl.
All right. I got a +1 to that. Does Lynx have? I don't think Lynx has a. Where's the regular die roller then? So I roll 2d6.
Lynx does have a button.
Does
You
it?
don't. You just don't have one.
I did not find it. So that's a 10.
Okay, so Carl's going to get a +1 on this, and you're clear, Carl.
Okay, so I get a +1 on the next.
This is fast talk.
Okay, great. I'm going to fast talk. I have 2 pieces of intel. If I have to spend, I'm going to use 1, and it's basically I'm just putting the paperwork on it, and the intel is going to have the plane number, or some very detailed information on it that there's no way I had. I should have, and it's basically going to go. It's a sign off for the prisoner transfer, and
It's not a prisoner.
oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the client transfer. And then I'm going to have got the uniforms, so that's the gear. So that's going with what are all my well, I guess I don't have to spend the intel until I roll, right?
That's right. You're going to roll fast talk, which is
Okay, so
style. You're getting already a +1 from Matt.
okay, and I've got so let's see, roll fast talk. It's in here somewhere. Or I just roll style.
Roll
That's what
style.
it's- Okay, so roll style +1. Okay, so that's a 9.
It's a 9.
And I will use my piece of intel that has on the has written on the paper something about the plane number, some very specific information that I wouldn't have, that I clearly have to have it from a credible source.
So that pushes it to a 10.
Oh, wait, I would have my disguise kit too. That makes me even look more. So I get a what does it give me? What the hell is it? Keep forgetting about that. Equipment. I had it in here.
Your Master of Disguise?
No, not Master of Disguise. It's Disguise Kit.
Okay.
Ongoing to avoid being detected while successfully maintaining a fake persona.
That's if somebody were trying to pierce your persona here. So it doesn't give you a +1 to this, but you've already got a 10 plus.
Okay.
She does stop, and it looks like I'll get him out. You need to clear them. And
Yeah.
she points to the squatters and
Okay.
points to the drone to
Ringo,
mow them down.
take care of that. Or
I'm on
Ringo,
it.
need you to take care of that. You can go ahead and get those people and everything like that. Or we moved them out first, and they come in like freaking flies. It's ridiculous.
Where are you positioning the drone at, Ben?
So is there like a map, or is there like a?
Nope. They pulled the cars into this place. They since you didn't specify any other vehicles, clearly they're going to put him in your van when they got him out. But they're also then the question is where you're going to put the drone because you're not going to be able to fit him and the drone in the thing. So where's the drone? Is it at the entrance to the garage, like you're covering things, or is it going to go over and mow down the squatters, or what?
I'll put it on the garage, like it's covering things.
Okay, so you're adding to the illusion. You've got that moving around, covering the back. Ringo, what do you want to do?
It's going to take me out of position a little bit. This is the penalty that I'm taking, but I want to round up the kids and just basically say,
Hey, little cowpokes, this isn't place for you right now. You need to mosey on down the road there. And I'll just give him, just I figure I've got.
There are 3 adults and 3 kids here.
Okay, so I'll be talking to the adults. Then it's like,
you need to leave here now. This is not a good place to be. I hope you understand. Sorry to mess up your old siesta over there, but you got to get moving now.
Okay.
and what I'm going to do is I've got serious badass for a move,
Okay.
and essentially roll style when I'm in a charged situation. And shall I do that now? Then
Hang on.
does this qualify?
No, charged situation means violence about to break out.
Okay. Well, I figure that just then, perhaps by virtue of having this, that this is, if I'm telling them to move along, they're going to get the point that I mean it.
Okay, so you're going to be rolling fast talk because you're not intending on doing violence to them, right?
No.
Okay, because if you're
I'm
intending
not.
to do violence and you're willing to carry through with it, then you would play hardball.
Okay.
Okay,
So
but you're
fast
not.
talk is that style?
That is style.
Yeah, style. All right. Okay, rolling that now.
Let's have you roll.
3.
So you get up on them, and they are not well. They are clearly
Oh.
mentally challenged in some way because they go nuts. They go nuts and they start screaming, and you're in here. You've clearly woken them up. They have problems, and a couple of them start running at the car, and a couple of them come at you, Fabian. And you have armor, right?
Yes.
Okay, what's your armor value?
I have armored jacket 1.
Okay, so you're actually going to take a point of harm here, essentially, as they come at you with the whatever kind of street broken implements that they use to defend their homestead from black hats like you coming in and trying to mosey onto their range. So they're defending their settlement there, and one of them gets you with this broken bottle. Okay. So let me come. Yes, Scott. Let me come and see, because I want to check what people right immediately on site are doing, and then I'm going to check with Carl and Matt. Okay. Sorry, with Matt and Scott. Okay. What do you do? What the hell do you do now, Carl?
Xavier is I'm acting under pressure. I want to act under pressure. Well, hold on. What I want to do is calm the person down. Says, we'll take care of it. Get in the car. We'll take care of these people. We'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. Is that?
So this is going to be another fast talk move, because while you've got them convinced, you want to get them to move fast so they don't get any other alerts.
In this, acting, because the other thing that I was thinking of doing was gonna tase the one of the people coming to hit him.
Okay, you could certainly.
Is that an act under pressure, or is that a mix it up?
That'd be a mix it up. You would kind
Okay, I don't wanna do
of
that.
keep them
I don't-
from. What that would do is it would keep those people from coming up here, and that would diffuse that situation. It's another way to do it.
You race against the clock. Act while in danger, or act. I guess okay. Act to avoid danger.
Yeah, you
Okay.
do. You tell me what you're doing, and we'll figure out the move from there.
Act while in danger.
Do you want to talk to the guards
No,
and get them to
I'm
move,
talking
or
to-
do you want to deal with the people that are coming in and are probably going to attack? What do you want to do?
I'll be right back. 1 second.
See the drone power down.
I will. God
damn it. Okay. I guess I'm trying to figure out because I want to use act under pressure, and this seems like this is a pressure situation.
Well, but that's
I
not.
know
We
that.
don't read to that. You tell me what
Right.
you're doing.
No, I know that. I'm just trying to figure. Okay. Well, you're right. I guess that's my problem. I got to figure out how to do it. Okay.
If here's the thing is, I'll tell you how this is going to roll out. If you
Yes.
talk to these people and try and manage to convince them to get moving over to the van, that's when I'm going to have you roll act under pressure because these people are going to come and try and stab you. Okay.
Okay,
And the
so-
danger you're going
okay,
to
so-
avoid is them stabbing you. Alternately,
Okay,
let me finish what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just so you know how the system works. Alternately, if you want to go and interpose and actually mix it up with them to stop
No,
them,
okay,
then
then I want to fast talk. Yeah,
Hey,
I
let
want to
me
fast talk.
finish. Let me finish.
Sorry.
I want to explain the systems. I want to go through this just so you understand. If you did that way, that's another way to do it. You would intercept them. We would roll to mix it up, and the guards would move over because that you would have stopped the thing that was pressuring them. But yes, definitely your strength is the fast talk. So and
Got
that
it.
falls out. So let's. You've made your speech to them. Go ahead and roll style.
Six, seven.
Seven.
Just my.
Okay. So I'm going to say that they are going to, whoa, listen to that. They are going to do what you say. And the four of them, she tells them to move them out. And she starts getting them over to the van. And they're hustling him. But you have a sense that she's calling in to confirm this right now. Okay?
Okay.
So let's go to you making an act under pressure as these two feral street people come at you, Carl.
Okay.
Essentially, they come at you with sticks and broken bottle. Roll cool. Oh yeah, no fucking problem.
I am awesome.
Tell me what that looks like.
It was very clearly obvious what they were doing, and I came up and everything like that. I just stepped to the side. There was a sawhorse behind me that they didn't see, and I moved it, and they ran right over it and fell down. And I did it so well that they fell down on not on the hard ground, but there was like some tires there, and they fell in, and they kind of got tangled up in there, but they didn't get hurt.
Yeah. So they're going to be coming at again, maybe on the next thing, but right now you've dealt with that danger pretty significantly. Ben, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Are you doing anything here that I should know about?
Sorry, I was away for a minute. Can you fill me in?
Do you
real
want to
quick?
gun down the guys that attacked Carl? Do you want to gun down the guys that are attacking Fabian? Or do you just want to stay there and threaten?
Thinking about the children would be an option too, right?
There's adults and children here. not
Yeah.
just children.
So there are innocents here too, but we're
Yes. They're
I will-
kind of
He
essentially
doesn't.
schizophrenic
know
street
this-
people.
Oh. Do we gun down? These are innocents, right? That are attacking Fabian and Carl. Is that
Yeah.
part of the? Is that sort of the theme of the game? I thought we're not superheroes, right? We're not like.
You're not superheroes, but I also don't think you're mass murderers. But unless your character is super practical and wants to eliminate the problem.
No, that's not quite his style. I guess. Can I run my guy into them to just knock them out of the way?
Oh, okay. So you'd like to? Do you want to? So there are two that attack Carl that are knocked down, and there are ones over by Ringo that he's dealing with. Do you want to try and get them over there, or get these ones
Yeah,
that are
just kind
closer?
of shove the ones of Fabian, like kind of shove them.
Okay. Let's have you roll synth. Let's say. Go ahead and roll your synth for this, since you're using your drone.
Mm-hmm. Synth. Okay. Submit. And go to the chat. What did I do? Blah blah blah. Okay.
So that looks like a 7 is what I'm seeing there.
4 plus 2. Yes.
Okay.
correct.
So you're going to give Fabian a bonus to what he does, is what's going to happen
Okay.
there. But I need
Sounds
to
good.
check and see outside what the other two are doing. Scott, what about you?
Well, I want to see what Fabian does first, because I can have an idea to play into my directives if this is something that I could do.
Okay.
So,
So let me check with Matt, and then I'm going to come back to Fabian. Matt, what are you doing?
Okay, so I think we've hit the point we discussed where the die has been cast, and there's no danger of them thinking they're being traced by me. So the helicopter is now flying over to them, using jamming to create a communications dead zone while things do seem to be going pear-shaped. I'm going to assume my cyber comms let me see what's going on with the rest of my team.
I would assume
they've
so.
all-
Yeah.
I mean, if I have a good video camera on my cell phone now, I think they've got something that can hook me in, right?
Right.
So I have a good sense of what's going on there. I would presume. So I'm flying in. I'm jamming any communications that may be coming out from the target and security. And
And I assume your intention is kind of to draw these guards and keep them from pushing through to contact.
yeah, like, just in case anybody's trying to sound an alarm, I'm gonna put the kibosh on that. And so
Okay.
what I would be doing is
Yeah.
I'm monitoring their communications right now, and I think if I saw something that didn't look right, I'd try to replace it with like a loop of dead air from the good communications.
Do you have any intel?
I do not have any intel left now.
Okay. Then I think you're going to have to roll synth.
Okay,
You're not because you're trying to do something a little fancier.
fair enough. Let's see. Here you go, Synthroll.
So you'll get your jammers up to do it, and you're going to keep like the frequencies of like the police and stuff around in the area, so you're not going to draw any like additional cops to this area, but you don't jam this communicator from the Weyland-Yutani people, okay?
Fair enough.
But you will hear her go, "What? There's no transfer?" That is what is happening right then. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are we in communication with each other?
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity?
He has the cyber comms, so Matt has it, so he can run the route through that. All right.
And I'll be relaying what I just heard to everybody to plan the recording back to him. So
okay,
It
now
would
it's gone pear-shaped.
it would appear that things have gone pear-shaped, gentlemen.
So let
Because
me
I have a jammer in one of my drones.
Hold
too,
on.
so-
Let me
Just
describe
saying.
where the situation is at right now, so everybody knows where they are physically. Scott, you're outside. You've still got your login on the cars, okay? You still got control of those. The guards have moved Cerny over to the van, and they are about to load him in. Ben, you're in the van. The bear drone is helping Ringo deal with the 4 that are over there, and there are 2 close by Xavier. So, Ringo, let's hear what you're doing.
Okay. Now, can I use the serious BA?
Sure, absolutely, yeah. Now it's gone to some serious violence here. This is your area here. So we look at that move. Serious badass. Go ahead and roll style.
9.
9. So you can stop one of them.
Okay. Well, my goal here is this just gives me a hold. I'm not necessarily using it for
Okay.
the paralyze feature kind
Sure.
of thing. I'm just using this as a hold, and then this guy just stabbed me, and that's
These
beyond
guys
the
just
pale.
stabbed and hit you. They're a couple kids and a couple guys.
Right. So essentially, I am going to intimidate them using that hold from BA for them to get the freak out of here.
Sure, that seems like we're still doing a fast talk, but let's convert that hold into like a +1 forward on your roll. How's that sound?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Perfect. Go ahead
So-
and make that roll. Roll with style with a +1 additional.
Okay, so 9.
9. Okay. So, yeah, they will take off. They've seen you. They've spotted you. They know what you look like, and they've taken off.
Okay.
Okay?
And that's all right. So
and you've got
Does-
them taken care of. So I'm going to move on to some other people because it takes you a second to get that settled out right now. Even though you're hearing the situation has changed over there. So right now you're pushing on them. I'm going to swing back to Scott. Because Scott...
So now, is he just taking care of the two
no,
that
the
are
four,
stabbing
the
him?
4 that are in front of him, the 4 that he had on him are running, and they're booking. There are 2 more, but they got knocked down by Carl.
Okay.
You've got 4 guards who are suddenly realizing this situation is not what they thought it was.
So I want to do something, but I guess I also want to use a directives to get myself some experience and make the situation
Worse.
even more complicated.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Tell me what this is.
Sitting behind your nice little.
I know. I feel bad, but so basically, when Xavier, I'm watching sort of through the cameras, and when Xavier knocks one of the assailants into the tires, I've sort of locked on to their faces, and since I have a particular sort of interest in Skynet, I realized that one of them isn't actually a vagrant. He's a Skynet agent that pops up, but he pops up as deceased.
Okay.
And basically, that's sort of a bit of information that I find out about Skynet is that there are these basically agents that my contacts say were verified killed, but they're apparently still here.
Okay. So I'm assuming you want to mark experience, and we'll say that you kind of freeze up as you processing that.
Yes.
Okay. Then you will get that, and you're like, "Holy shit! What that scan's wrong." That I don't know what's going on with that. So let's come to Ben. So Ben, I'm going to describe the situation again to you, and you can tell me what you're doing. Right now, Ringo has chased away 4 of these schizophrenic homeless people. The 2 transport vehicles are still in this warehouse, this empty warehouse. Your drone is in there. Your van is in there. There are 4 of these security guys that are at the back door to your van because they were going to bundle your target into the van, but they seem to have been alerted.
And from what I heard from Matt was trying to jam.
It didn't work.
And so it's too late because they already raised the...
Yeah, once he rolls and rolls that bad, we roll on.
Gotcha. So are these guys are not loading Cerny into the van, or
They
what?
have
They were
stopped because they've now realized that this is not a proper transport. They realize that this is an ambush.
Oh. So, but we still want to grab Cerny, basically, right?
Yep.
Am I not in my van, or what?
You are in the back of your van. They were going to open it up and put him in here with you, which would be, at that point you wouldn't be able to put the drone in there because it's cramped. But you would have had him safe, and you could have driven out of here.
Can I? Let's see. Can I, with my cyber arm, just go out and grab him?
So you want to open it up in the middle of these guys and grab him and try and pull him in?
Yeah, I guess that would. I mean, he's basically right outside my van, right? So.
Yeah, along with the four trained security guys. But yeah, you could do that.
Okay. What are other people like? What's Ringo and Carl doing?
Well, this is happening right now. What are you doing?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna grab the guy.
Okay. So what I need you to do is I need you to roll act under pressure. So I need you to roll cool for me here.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand the concept of forward. What's the forward? Is there some kind of bonus, right?
If you've done something to give yourself a bonus on the next roll, that's forward. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. So Ben, you grab him and drag him into there, and you will keep him from getting shot. So this is like the best of all possible worlds. You got an 11, so you did well. You're still going to take some harm, okay? Because there are 4 guys, trained guys who do fire, but they don't want to hit this guy, but they don't want to let it go. So you're going to take 3 harm, okay?
Okay.
So mark that on your clock. Essentially, as they fire, but they're hesitating, and you came out so fast and grabbed this guy, and they did not expect it. And so you're in the van. You've got essentially a hold of your target, Cerny, but there's still those 4 guys. They're going to have to decide what they want to do. They probably have to bust open the back of the van, but other situations may intervene at that point. Matt, what are you doing?
All right. So we got a situation here. There were the 4 security guards.
They're at the back of
the back of the
van, but the doors are shut.
The,
so they're going to have to decide whether they want to breach it or what.
And there are the crazy hobos
who have taken off.
They've taken off now, so they're not out of the equation.
Yeah.
And then there's a Cerny. That's all the players on the board.
Yeah,
right?
Ringo and your guys as well.
Okay. Well, I think because this is all going on right outside the facility, right?
Inside the warehouse, yeah.
Because the van would have been outside, right?
So no, the van was inside.
Oh, the van was inside? Okay.
Yeah, to conceal it.
So this is all going on inside the warehouse. Well, then, I guess I will land the helicopter. And I'm assuming this is like a helicopter's a small commercial thing. Like, this is not a big deal.
Oh yeah, no, you can drone helicopter down onto the site. And what do you want to do?
I will wait in ambush outside the door.
Okay, so if the guards come out here, you'll shoot them?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So let's swing back to you, Carl, and then I'm going to check what Ringo's doing, okay?
Okay.
So maybe about 30, 40 feet away from you at the back of the van are 4 guards who've just shot into the van. Their target has been stolen. They're on full alert, okay? And they are looking around for other targets right now.
Okay. And they can easily see me.
Yeah, so what do you want to try and do?
What 30, 40 feet is what range?
It's within shooting range.
Well, no, okay.
So what is it you want to do?
What
that
I
you
would
asked me the
like
range
to
about?
do, what I would like to do is I would like to move up on them,
and basically, and I want to have my monofilament wire up, and I would be spinning it around very obviously and saying, and then I want to play hardball with them and say, you guys need to leave, or the drone and the killer and the monofilament whip are going to kill you dead.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
Awesome. So you go spinning out, the monofilament whip comes out, whoosh, they can hear that sound of it.
And I will use my last piece of intel that says, and I'm going to find, I'm going to know something about the leader of this woman, this leader, and I'll say, or your
how about this? How about this? She has had her arm sliced off by monofilament wire before, a couple of times, and she's had to have it reattached, which is incredibly painful.
Okay, and they know I can get all of them.
Okay,
with this.
I know. Let's have you roll your hardball. Roll edge. If you can do this, you can change the tide.
Okay, do I get anything from my intel from Ish? Is that anything?
Yeah, I might make it more possible. I will. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let your edge reduce it from the fact that they're a small gang down to you kind of on even keel with 4 of them. Okay.
7. So that's a 7. Okay, well that's a 7 and even keel, so that works.
Okay. So, let me think. I get to choose here. Doesn't make sense for them to attack you because that kind of undercuts what you're trying to do. So, Ringo, you will see these 4 black hats pull back. Mm-hmm. They pull back away from the van. They stay. They've got guns. They're staying covered. They're trying to keep distance. Carl has got the monofilament whip. He's keeping him kind of at bay. They clearly don't want to fuck with him. The target is in the van. The cars are there. What do you want to do, Ringo?
I'll essentially. Can I use the move again, the Sirius BA again to back Carl's play up here, just to say that that Carl, not only is Carl not to be messed with, but he's got backup.
Yeah, that seems fair to me. Absolutely.
Okay,
so you can do that. I don't. This doesn't seem to me like a roll because Carl's kind of backed him into position, and then you come up and you're looming large, and so they have a second front to deal with. If you two want to get in the van,
yes,
you guys can take off.
Okay. Can I mark experience for getting rid of the hobos?
Yes.
Thank you.
Scott, what are you doing to make the situation more difficult for these guards?
Basically, then after the van takes off, I'm gonna use my control of the cars to basically drive them off and strand them here in the garage.
Perfect. That sounds good to me. Let me do one thing. And Matt, what about you? Looks like they've got the situation handled. It's just the 4 guards.
And now I'm wrestling with one of my drives.
I know. You can get your ass killed here. There's 4 guys. They count as a small gang.
Oh. I'm not stupid, though. No, I think I have to walk away from that. I think... Yeah. Well,
okay. Do you take off?
Yeah, I'm not... the other option is to get, like, Psycho, and we're not taking the game there. So, yeah.
Okay.
I'll just take off.
Then you will be able to take off from there, sir. You will be able to get away. You guys get out of that situation. You have made an enemy. That security team is going to be gunning for you guys.
And Trace is probably on Xavier about that. Why didn't you kill them?
I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. Okay.
I look at him going, life is still kind of important.
Years, you weren't wearing well, you were wearing a disguise.
I'm always wearing a disguise.
But Fabian is not. So you guys will get clear of the situation. Ben, you drive your drone out. You'll get this guy, drop him off on site. He is freaked out. You can trank him, drop him off, and you guys will get clear. And I think we need to go to the get paid move, right?
I guess. Well, I have one question.
Sure.
What would the disposition of the fudge beast attack have been?
What do you mean? How many people are dead?
Yeah, like did they actually get it dawes? Did they? I'm curious as to what happened there.
Okay. Well, let's look at your gangs thing. I think that we do that as you trying to keep them cool. Let's just have you make a standard roll. Roll 2d6 for me.
All right.
They were fighting overwhelming odds, security team, that kind of thing. So let's see. Oh yeah, they're all dead.
I think I stipulated in the beginning that they were very replaceable.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to your legwork fakes next time will be regathering some of your gang as well. Okay. But
right.
oh yeah, they're dead. There's footage of their bloated dead bodies. There's a whole documentary on the Coca-Cola massacre.
They're martyrs.
Yeah, they're martyrs to the. They talk about the cola revolutionaries and how this might be the signal of a new cola war, and so the people are a little freaked out by that. Okay, everybody, mark another experience point for getting the guy delivered, and then mark another experience point for getting paid.
So 2 more?
Mark 2 more points.
How do you heal or rest or get rid of harm?
Between missions, that'll clear fine, because you didn't get up past up to 22 o'clock. Mm-hmm. If you get to 2,200 hours or 2,300 hours, then we would worry about the healing stuff.
I see.
Yeah, because right now that's all essentially minor stuff.
So
I say, Ben, you're very lucky that you rolled a 10.
Yes.
I had a feeling, oh shit. He's just like it's literally like
Oh,
Vandor opens 4 automatic pistols fire
Yeah.
into Vandor.
When Lowell tells you, so you're sure you're doing that, 2 or 3 times you're going.
It was cool. I'm glad he did it, because it was sweet to see that happen and work.
Well, I see that 10s are actually not nearly as difficult to get.
No, not especially when I'm not throwing other shit at you.
Well, I only had a +1, so yeah, it was a
good,
risk, but
it was a good roll. Okay,
I did have a question, if I could. So
I'd like to go to the move thing to get paid and get that resolved before I ask any more questions.
Oh, okay. I that's what I was asking. So
Okay.
Thank you.
So Carl, I'm assuming it's you on site again, along with Ringo for the payments.
Yeah, I'll let somebody else can roll. I did the first part, so
Okay.
I can.
So let's see what let me check what the cred payout is of this. Hang on. Get paid, blah, blah, blah. So go ahead, and this is your legwork. You're rolling that, and your unfilled legwork segments are 6. So somebody needs to roll that.
So what are we rolling
2d6
with?
plus 6.
Oh, okay. So not a trait, just the roll. Got
Yeah.
it.
But what's the +6 come from? What is that?
Because our legwork clock has 6 unfilled segments.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Basically, the less legwork that you do, the more payout that that you get because you're doing it faster. doing it
Gotcha. I
faster
see.
quick.
Gotcha.
Or the less fails in your legwork clock.
Okay,
So 14.
that's awesome. So you're going to get to pick 3 from the getting paid part of it. You are also getting paid well. So let me make a note of that because I need to calculate between sessions exactly how much you get paid. But you get to choose 3 of those things from the list. Do you have Carl, do you see the legwork?
Yeah,
thing?
I see it.
Okay. So which 3 do you wish?
Well, I picked some of the stuff at the beginning. So
Okay.
how about Matt, Fabian, and Ben pick one? Each pick one.
Where do I find this list? Is it?
It's on the skills.
in the book?
It's in the skills getting paid. It's one of the small things.
Okay, let me get there.
If you're
looking for it, if you look on page 217 of the book, if you have that.
Yeah. I'm using the PDF that you sent, so I don't know if it would be in 217.
Well, it'd probably be around there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's
Well,
on
okay.
217 on the PDF.
Final thoughts, running a mission, getting a job.
It's in the little side box, basically. Choose from the list below.
There's at the bottom of the page is the page index, Fabian.
Okay, mine seems to be organized a little differently.
Okay.
Carl said it's in the skills section.
well, there's a moves section, and it gets in.
So it's in the moves. Okay, I know where moves are.
Second page is getting paid.
Oh, jeepers. Research.
So, am I correct in saying that there's 5 possible things in the payout? It's not a setup or an ambush. You're paid in full. The meeting doesn't attract attention.
The employer is
it?
identifiable, or you learn something. Everybody gets to mark experience.
Well, I think we should definitely take the you learned something, everyone marks experience if we're
But
getting.
yeah, that sounds like a good
So Matt, are you taking that, or is Ben?
Oh. I'll take that one. So I
Okay.
just-
So everybody marks experience.
Where is identifiable? I guess I'll pick the you are paid in full, whatever that means.
Okay. That means you actually get all the money you're owed.
Okay, that's cool.
Paid well, paid in full.
Okay.
And Fabian?
Okay, so I'm sorry. You've already said this, I know, but employer is identifiable. This means that we get better. We have a hold going forward with that employer, or what
it means is if you need to track them back for some reason, that you have that info.
Okay, I guess I will choose. It's not a setup.
Okay. All right.
Or ambush.
That is perfect. So I will do that. Okay. So Carl, Brother Johnson is very pleased to see you. He is it didn't attract that much alert. We only got halfway up the mission clock, so it didn't go nuts. But Brother Johnson will say Wayland Yutani does seem to be stung, so I would be cautious if I were you moving against them anytime soon.
As always.
As always. All right. And he pays you in full and pays you very well. And I'll get how much credit that is next time. Is that okay?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How does the mission clock move up?
Okay. So what happened was every time you guys did shit that alerted people or you missed rolls, that's how I was cranking up the mission clock.
Oh, okay.
Things were getting noisy. Things were getting, people were getting alerted. All of that stuff was cranking that up.
Okay.
So that
What I see just like from a metagaming perspective, is we could have done a lot more legwork.
You had some room for that, yeah. I will
Right,
tell you though,
well,
I also
I mean-
played the session I played. We burned through that legwork clock on a lot of bad rolls.
Yeah, we had good rules.
Yeah, so I think it's worth it if you do roll well to lean into that.
But I didn't
okay,
feel
so-
like our legwork was short. I mean, we got kind of what we wanted
yeah.
to do.
But we weren't thinking about the clock. We weren't really advancing the clock.
Yeah,
We had lots of more legwork we could do, and all it would have cost us was getting paid.
Well, though I tell you, I mean, if Ringo didn't complicate the mission, I think we would have had it, because at that point I still had. I mean, I had plus for the uniforms, I had a plus on the info, and I had a plus on the intel, and I think it would have been
Well, as long as they wouldn't have gotten the call in. I mean, that
Right.
that was.
Well, no, they got the call in. Yeah, that's right. And if Matt would have
If we
Jam.
would have hit that, we still probably would have been. We still
Yeah.
probably would have been
Right,
okay.
there are a couple of things, and things just kind of snowballed, which I think is the way they ought to. I do think Scott, Fabian, I thought those were really good uses of hitting your directives. Matt, you as well. Carl, did you think you hit any of your directives tonight?
No, I don't think I didn't compromise. I only have one right now, and I still got to figure out the other one.
Okay, we'll figure out the other one because it's a good source.
No, you're right. You're right.
Ben, did you hit either of your directives?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Mine deal with Skynet. So
I was very tempted at the end with the 4 guards in the hangar and me outside to try to sneak them and open fire while they were not suspecting it, to try to fulfill both the violence and financial gain.
Oh no, I was hoping to push you into that
I would
so
have
I
phrased
could.
it as, give me 1,000 likes and I'll shoot him in the back.
By the way, Lowell, I think I may have hit another objective because being hunted by Wayland Yutani, I have now been identified in this op with them. So I think this goes into the network hunted by Wayland Yutani.
Is that one of your directives?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then mark that too.
So, Lowell, though, let me ask you.
Sure, absolutely.
Let's say, because one thing I was looking at, and I completely messed up, is I never used my covert entry, which was I'm built for. And so I sat there, I was like, would it have been possible for me?
did you say
to-
Cobra entry? You're
Covert,
cutting out
covert entry.
Covert. Gotcha.
So I kept on thinking, I was like, well, to get into the car, to get them out of the car, could I use the covert entry skill? And I was thinking, no, I probably should have used it for getting the information in the first place. But
well, here's one of the things you could have done is, used your contact, used your infiltration, get yourself put in as a guard.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought that was what you might do there.
And you have Mother Duck, don't you?
Yes. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God.
We could have been the security detail.
Yeah, we're done. Mission is over.
Okay. This is a good basic learning one.
No, that's exactly the information I want to have.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because I kept on trying to use skill wires, and I'm thinking of switching that because I have too many choices, and that's my problem. But
Sure.
like,
if you want to do that, yeah.
Well, one thing I was thinking with skill wires is there's two things.
Okay.
If I had skill wires, I was thinking of like, okay, what his skill wire is that he has basically instant access to a decent amount of public information, so he can bring it up in conversation very easily. To show his credibility. Like, if they said, well, where's he going? And I knew where he's going. I was like, oh, he's going to the airport here.
I would have accepted Wayland Yutani's security protocols as a skill wire for you.
Okay, see, to me, this in the description, they're talking about it much more generic than that.
Yeah, but I don't think security protocols will do what you're trying to do. I mean, I think if you did Wayland Yutani security protocols, that's a great thing to have and help you in runs against them. In terms of effectiveness in the game, it's a pretty broad thing.
Oh no, I see. I mean, to me, it's like it's going to be useful at best at 1 in 5 sessions.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think most of the skill wires are going to be that way. because they are going to be kind of.
Okay, then what is the difference? Because I looked at synthetic nerves and it says like, okay, if I take a +1 for mix it up, or in situations where reaction time is critical, take a +1 to act under pressure. What is an act under pressure that reaction time is not critical? I mean, is it like thinking of something really quick and and making up some more bullshit, or
well, let's say, let me give you a couple of examples here. Let's say you are being crushed by a car.
Okay.
That's not reaction time. Let's say that.
Well, how would act
You
under pressure
disarming a
help?
bomb.
Act under pressure is when you.
Okay, disarming a bomb is not reaction time.
So,
Okay,
so
right.
yeah. So it's when you race a clock the clock, or you act while in danger, or you act to avoid danger. Act to avoid danger includes having your cover blown. That's why some of your stuff plays to that.
Now, if, as I see under the rewards here, one of the possible rewards was the meeting doesn't attract attention of outside parties. Would that also, could you take that, but essentially just use it to have less of an impact on, let's say, on this instance, the Weyland-Yutani clock? Because we jumped 2 slots with that clock.
Yeah, well, in
this
fact,
round.
because you didn't pick that for that last thing for the mission, that's why the clock went up another tick.
Okay, so that's what that would be for, would be to control that, or potential use would be to mitigate that clock some.
Absolutely.
So we should, every kind of run that we make against somebody, if we don't take that, should we expect a 2 jump, or is it, or if we would have pulled this off with a fast talk, and
if it had been quieter, on all fronts, both sending in people as the to attack the place, and the visibility in the warehouse and the sec team. If things had been covered over, if they'd been clean, then probably wouldn't have needed to do that.
Could we have completely avoid? I mean, if we're not identified in any way, could we have avoid raising the clock at all?
Possibly. You have to be careful. Have to do it. Yeah.
Like if we had eliminated the Faraki security team, that clock wouldn't be there.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a threat clock that came up from Carl's hardball move. They backed off, but that sec team.
Well, if
Yeah,
we
I
would've
guess
killed
I'm
them-
surprised we didn't murder everyone.
No, if we
I
would've
kind of
killed
thought
them-
that's where it was going.
if we would have killed them, I mean, that's 4 guys who are dead, and that's going to raise some other clock.
Oh yeah. That's the thing is you've got 6 of one, half a dozen of the other there, especially when you're confronting them directly, like that. If you had killed them, that's a messy op.
And so, for instance, Weyland-Yutani's clock would have gone up, or
Yeah, there's here's the thing is this is a game where those clocks are going to go up. It's a question of how you can mitigate that.
Yeah.
So you had told us in the past how to reduce those clocks. Is that you have to run an op to reduce those? Or
Yeah, actually, one of the ways that you can reduce the clock, if you can do a quiet op to go against that corporation and figure out a way to essentially to remove evidence, or, find out who might be assigned to tracking you, and essentially disable some of those systems, remove and scrub evidence, that kind of thing.
Or could you do an op for that corporation? And getting paid would basically be, in lieu of money, reducing the.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one. You'd have to go in there and really negotiate hard. Let's say you wanted to do that with Skynet. That's a possibility. Though Matt is being hunted by them, which creates some issues there. He'd have to keep him out of their sight. But conceivably at that level, the 2100 clock, yeah, you could. Once we get to the 2200, they're very antsy.
But now today, you more or less kind of presented us with a mission. It wasn't like we said, "Hey, let's run down this clock and and do this.
Yeah, you could. I mean, that's the thing is, I'll have missions, but if you say, hey, we're not going to go on a job, we don't want to make money, we want to get these clocks down, you can do that too.
Or we don't want to take another mission
To run up a clock, yeah.
Against Wayland Utani because their clock's pretty high.
Yes, if somebody comes to you and says, we want you to do a job against Wayland Tiny, you can just go, fuck you.
And you said that they will slow down on their own over time, right? If we don't make moves, if we don't make things worse, eventually they'll go
Do
down.
they
on their
cool
own.
off? Is what Fabian's asking.
Maybe. Not. I mean, they need to have a reason to cool off.
Nothing's for free. Got it.
Probably not.
You can lay low. That and that costs money. Essentially, that you guys go underground for a while, and that'll cool off some clocks. But that costs money to do that, and you lose some reps then when you go and hide for a while.
So right now we start.
Wait, Fabian. So rep, you said we lose rep. What?
Yeah,
what's
people
the-
will think, oh God, those guys are kind of pussies because they went and ran and hid at the first sign of trouble.
That's not a number though. That's just
not a number. No,
subjective.
no, that's what
sort
people
of-
think of you.
My fudge beasts would never tolerate that.
So, I have a little. It's like I start out. I think almost all the characters start out with 5 cred. I don't really have a good handle as to what that means. I know it's obviously a number, but
there's a cost chart in the book. I'll tell you what cred can buy you.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look at that.
Yeah. If you look under assets in the book, you'll see how they're done. It's a very abstract system, and I know you'll get more cred next week. But I have to look up exactly what the pay rate is. Okay.
Okay, that's great. And I've just been told I have to go wipe up one of my kids' bottoms. So
Not yet.
no,
Oh.
not yet apparently.
Not yet. You've got to poop some more all over your bed.
Yes. Don't you wish you had some?
That's on page 125, by the way, Fabe. The cred charts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I will at some point after the op speak to Chip Morplethorpe, or do we call each other by our handies Daddy Bye Bye, or do I even know that name?
What do you think, Matt?
I don't think I've actually let these guys in. I think part of the operational security is that these media operations are relatively opaque to them. So they just know Chip Morplethorpe.
Okay.
Well, then I would just refer to him as Mr. Warplethorpe, and I'll say that during the operation, one of those supposed street urchins was actually a Skynet agent, and I have good information that he was killed in action fairly definitively. So he should not have. I don't know why Skynet was there in the first place, but certainly he should not have been there.
Well, we should probably make sure that he gets killed in action again, don't you think?
Yes, and that is the reason I told you. You seem to be one of the few that seems to be willing to make the hard choices.
Oh, it's not hard at all. I don't like them, not even a little bit.
Then we have an understanding.
Awesome.
What's a cyber deck? It's under
What page?
things you could
That's what I use
buy
to
cred
hack
for.
things.
Yeah, it's essentially what he uses as a hacker to hack into a computer system. So it's probably not something you're going to necessarily need.
Oh.
Because he's got that covered.
Gotcha.
All right, well, it is a little hot up here, so I am going to jet. Thank you guys very much. I hope that was okay. I'll come back with questions next time, and I'll have some possible missions, and And unless there's some things you guys want to hit right away, we'll do some RP on this, and I will pay you out your payment. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Good night, guys.
But
Later.